Dr. Benjamin Carson, who is the director of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Too many accolades and awards to enumerate, but he is the recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor that an individual in the United States can receive. Dr. Carson, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It is it's so just wonderful to have you. You have been an inspiration to so many. I find you one of the most fascinating human beings. I can tell you, had it not been, if I had an opportunity to try to talk to you for 3 hours, I would. But we're both, facing the constraints of time. So let me kind of jump right in. One of the things is, and I'm holding this up, and certainly our audience around the world where we're live streaming this broadcast can see this book. It is called Sacred Bond: Black Men and Their Mothers. I happen to be in that book with my mother, and as you are also. And so much when we hear you talk, we hear you talk about the influence of your mother. And something I read in your story this morning was she said to you, Benny, you'll be the best doctor ever. Are you?
I don't know if I'm the best doctor ever, but I'm the best doctor that I can be. And, she never allowed us to think that we were less than anybody else and that we were victims, and always expected the most of us and said, if anybody can do it, you can do it, except you can do it better. And I think that was something that motivated me throughout my training and throughout my career. And once I learned to stop comparing myself with other people, that was the best thing, because, when I turned things around academically in school, I got to the point where if I got a 99 and somebody else got 100, I was devastated. I just couldn't deal with that until the next test when I could get a better score than they did. And then one day, one of my classmates told me that he hated me because I was so obnoxious. And I said, obnoxious, moi? He said, you always have to have the highest score and everything. And I realized I had become just like the people that I used to despise when I wasn't doing well. And I resolved in my mind that day not to compare myself with anybody else, simply to do the best that I could do. And I started doing even better after that. And it was like a giant weight lifted off my shoulder because I wasn't comparing myself with other people.
Well, we're going to get to a point here in this dialogue where recently some folks thought you were obnoxious at a prayer breakfast with the president. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
You hear these words, you're the captain of your ship. When things go wrong, don't blame others. You have yourself to blame.
Correct.
What do you think about when you hear those words now?
Well, that was what my mother always said when we came up with an excuse. And I strongly emphasize to young people all the time that the person who has the most to do with what happens to you in life is you. You're the one who actually gets to make the decisions. You get to decide whether you're going to take control of your life or whether you're going to give control over to others. And if you decide to give your control over to others, then don't complain when things don't go the way you want them to.